Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
They can actually see us right now also.
3, 2, 1, go.
And we are live. I'm hoping. So, very unnecessary applause. I don't know if people can even hear that. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone. We are live. We'll just probably check if all the
Well,
technical stuff is going on fine.
today
Welcome to today's stream.
we are not joined by Nona Prince, so welcome to the
Yes.
shortest stream of our channel ever.
Nona is out on a hot date, so he can't make it to the Blue Beetle stream.
Yeah.
He just didn't care. I guess he has the same opinion on Blue Beetle as WB has. So, both of them don't care about this movie.
Yeah.
But hey, Varun
I
says
mean
hi.
he's hiding like James Gunn.
Yeah, probably. We'll get to all that. We'll also we'll be talking in depth about this movie. It's going to be a spoiler-filled discussion because it's been, I
Yeah.
think, almost a week, more than a week since the movie's
More
out.
than a
So
week. Yeah.
probably you had your chance to watch it. But judging based on the box office, I'm guessing you haven't watched it yet. So, okay, maybe we'll do a quick non-spoiler thoughts first. Nolan, you want to go first? I mean, you're the only one here. You want to go first and say your spoiler film thoughts? Just quick, just
Just
quick.
the two of us.
Just the two of Batman, Robin, older Robin.
Okay.
Go ahead. Just your non-spoiler film thoughts, just quick.
Okay.
Oh, Srikesh says, I don't care about spoilers, so I'm here. Yeah,
I
it's
mean
okay. We'll
I
get to the spoilers, but just a quick non spoiler thought from you.
what?
From you, Nolan. If
Okay. Yeah. So now I was reading Varun's comment.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, uh, basically, before watching the movie, I heard a lot of reviews about how they said like this movie. I think you only said it like how this movie is target. You can make out that the movie is targeted towards the Latin American population and all, but I didn't actually see that messaging because like it just felt like a regular movie
I don't
about.
think I said it, but yeah, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
think
It's
you said it
fine. So,
on WhatsApp or something.
maybe. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Yeah, so I didn't really see that. Like it felt like a regular movie, and it felt like they were Latin American because the character is,
Mhm.
I don't know if
Is
he's
that, yeah.
Mexican. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Like only thing I felt odd was Ted Godd's daughter was also Latinx. That was kind
Yeah.
of weird because Ted
I
God
didn't
is
mind
white.
that. The actress was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But did
What
you
I
enjoy the
didn't
movie?
Yeah,
Like, did you,
the whole
how much did you like it?
the whole movie I was the whole I wish they had ended the second post credit scene with a Booster Gold cameo. I mean, because
Right.
James Gunn has said that it will connect to Booster Gold.
Hey, we have Keshav over here.
Yeah.
How are you, man? How are you doing? Oh, we can't hear you,
My
Keshav.
mic, no mic.
Maybe your mic is not connected.
Who is
We are
doing
not
that?
in charge of the sound effects.
Now do you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you now, Keshav. Oh, it's
Good one.
again, we're not in charge of sound effects. We don't know who's doing it. It's not Nona because he's out on a hot date. So
Yeah.
I think we also have Sahil joining.
Whoa,
Oh, it's a full
whoa,
house now.
oh, oh, oh,
Welcome, Sahil, to today's
oh!
stream.
Shots
Sahil,
fired! Shots
Keshav.
fired!
Already.
Sahil with a Marvel character in a DC stream. It's not acceptable from YouTube. We will allow it.
It's not just any exactly what you guys told.
Yeah, we get it. Beetle and same plot, same storyline. It's okay. We get it. But okay, we were just finishing up with Nolan's non-spoilery thoughts about the movie. So Nolan, and in the whole, you enjoy the movie. You like
Yeah,
it. You give a
I,
positive rating, a thumbs up.
yeah. definitely.
Anything else you want to add before we move on to Keshav
No,
and
no,
Sahil?
no.
Okay, now Keshav, let's hear your non. We're doing a brief non-spoiler thought before getting into the spoiler-filled discussion. For some reason, that's how we planned this, so it just happened. So, Keshav, give you a non-spoiler, just a thumbs up or thumbs down, just your quick thoughts about the movie.
Thumbs down,
Oh,
because
okay,
uh, I went in without any expectations. First of all, like I was, because it's a new character, first film, origin story, and everything. So I wanted to give it a fair chance, but I am one of those people who would say Flash is a better film than Blue Beetle.
okay, all
uh,
right.
I mean, I enjoyed Flash more, and in this one, like there were moments, but it just didn't have the grandeur of a of a DC film. Like it didn't feel like a Hollywood superhero film per se.
Okay, okay.
Somehow,
Yeah.
You feel like it
because
didn't come
I mean,
together quite
it
well.
didn't have. It felt more like a CW show.
no, it's not like it didn't come together. It it did come together in its own, like if you see it in
Yeah,
isolation, but just like as a cinematic experience that you go when you watch a Hollywood DC film,
yeah.
Mhm.
that somewhere seemed lacking to me. Like
It
it
felt
felt,
small,
yeah,
smaller.
yeah, like how we are so used to, maybe it's
I
because
cannot hear Keshav. You guys can hear him?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear Keshav. We can hear you also, Sahil.
yeah,
For me, everyone's audible.
yeah,
no.
You
So what I'm
probably
saying is that maybe it's because our minds are so much programmed now that every time we go for a DC film or a Marvel film, you know, we are so used to that grandeur and the grandness, and so because
yeah.
of that, maybe it didn't it didn't really,
I'm. I mean, I
how do I
get what
put it?
he's saying. I get what he's saying. I kind of felt the same way when I watched, like after all the Avengers movies and all. When I watched Homecoming, it kind of felt small scale for me like that. I felt that way about Homecoming.
See, if you felt that in Homecoming, and if we compare both of these,
Hmm.
then I mean, then this is even smaller in that sense,
I
because
mean,
it's also that in other films, in other superhero films, the cities and the scale of cities and people and that mass
yeah,
destruction, so that sort of mass destruction was also missing here, somehow. So
hmm.
like you
Yeah,
don't really feel connected to Palmyra city as
yeah.
as you would feel connected to Gotham or some other city.
This felt more
I
like
just heard stand up
like a
for
personal
two
journey
things I
story.
like: Homecoming and Blue Beetle. So,
I didn't say Homecoming was bad. I said Homecoming felt
kidding, kidding.
smaller compared to
It's
the
okay.
others.
That's completely okay. That's okay. Oh, did we lose Sahil? Okay, maybe he'll come back. That's okay. Keshav, please go on. Like,
No, no,
if you had anything more to add,
I was done. Like I,
you were there.
that
And
was my
yeah,
first
broad
initial,
overview, first
yeah,
impressions.
yeah. So that we'll get into details as we go
Sure,
along.
sure, sure. And Sahil like dropped out in the correct time, just as when it was his time to speak.
Now it's your time
Okay,
to speak.
before Sahil gets his technical stuff sorted, I'll just give my brief overview. I did enjoy the film. I did have issues with it. Like, it was not a total home run for me. Like, thing is, even I went in with low expectations, even though I liked the character a lot. Because WB didn't really do much to market it. It was like the audience doing more to market the movie than WB. It was pretty less
Yeah.
from their side. So I was actually excited. I watched the film. I liked it. I actually enjoyed the low scale version of the movie. I like the fact that he was not a full blown superhero yet. Even in the end of the film, I think you have some growth for the character to go. But I did feel like for me, it didn't all come together very well. Like the emotion parts and even him and the scarab sort of, I wanted one scene where they really sort of came together and sort of explored all that. So, yeah, it's going to be non-spoilery. I'm breaking my own rules here. So,
No, I
so
mean it's been a long time since the movie came out. I think
yeah,
we
yeah,
can.
but I declared it to be non-spoiler in the start, the initial part of the discussion. So, but anyway, I think overall, I do give a positive thumbs up, but not an overwhelmingly positive review. Like I had a brief review of the film. It's I think somewhere out in channel. I don't know, but I give it like a positive review, but not overwhelmingly positive. I think for me, I love the family aspects. Those things really work for me, but um, other aspects didn't really come. Like especially the part with the villain and everything, that felt very like tagged on, and it didn't feel developed enough for me,
Look
which
at the
made
comment.
me not enjoy it as much.
Check the comment.
Luke is talking about Master Destruction, who cried, "My Superman can't kill Zod." I mean, that is like I didn't have any problem with the destruction. So,
No, no, he's talking about Keshav.
Keshav, did you have any problem with the destruction in Man of Steel?
I I don't remember actually if I.
Tech Musa,
I
you have got the wrong crowd here. Okay, that's a so Sahil, please give your first impressions of the movie, like non-spoiler, just initial, like thumbs
Yes,
up, thumbs up. We know it's thumbs down. We saw your
to say double.
oh double thumbs down. My
Yeah,
God, all right,
yeah. I
go
mean,
ahead, go ahead.
just I went in with
Uh,
not since I
Voice is
was
Speak more
not
to the
breaking. Is it
mic.
just me?
No, no, it's me too. His mic is
This
breaking.
Sahil, there's something a bit off about your mic.
phone. I guess I think that would be better.
Now it just got better, but then I'm not
Thumbs on
sure.
again.
Yeah, it's again thumbs up for your audio. The movie is better than Sahal's audio, guys. So
Let me jump in again, okay?
sure. You can
Okay.
leave and come back. But I think you got a brief perspective of Sahal's thumbs down. So that's you
And
can take it as his
what,
first.
what do you expect? He's a Marvel fanboy, man. See, over here we got three DC fans, and now he's going to be the
Over here
one
at
Marvel fan.
IGS, we respect both DC and Marvel equally.
No, see, just because I have a bat logo on my wall doesn't mean that I am too much inclined towards DC. Like,
Sure.
I enjoy a good film. Like, doesn't matter if it's Marvel or
Sure.
DC. And
We don't take sides here. Yeah.
yeah, plus if I had to take sides, why would I call Beetle a bad film?
Yeah. That's true. Okay, I think we got Sal's like initial review, and like I think we can be done with the whole non-spoilery aspect. We can get into spoilers now. So, uh, okay, now let's hear the bad first, because let's hear the bad, then we'll hear the good. Okay,
Oh,
I'll
look,
proceed with the
look,
panel. Which amongst
Varun
the
trying to
worst?
light fire. Varun trying to light fire. Uh,
Blue, Black Adam, Blue Beetle, The Flash. Which is the worst? Okay, we'll get to that. We'll rank the DC movies in the end, which came out this year. So I'm a Snyder fan. Yeah, we are all
no, no,
Snyder
no.
fans.
He's saying he's Snyder.
Oh, he is Snyder. I think Snyder liked the film. He promoted the film though, like before the release. We don't know what happened after the release though. But okay, so Keshav, let's hear
Why,
about the
why
negative
didn't
aspects
Nona,
of it.
why didn't Nona join us?
Nona is too busy. He's on a hot date, so he can't join us for the stream.
Has he not seen the film?
He has also not seen the film, so it's two things. But we are trying to
No,
stress on the
on
hot
the
date
day
aspect.
of the film, also when we were supposed to go to watch, he had another hot date.
He had another hot date. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's,
by the way, I want to give a shout out to Geeky Shiki. It's because of him that I went to.
yes. Geeky Shiki was yes.
We should actually have him also on this panel.
Geeky Shiki is also out on a hot date.
Are they both together on the same date?
No. I hope not.
Oh, oh.
But yeah,
Okay,
shout
you
out to
didn't leave me any
for
option.
those tickets for some of the IGS crew to go watch the film.
I
I think one day
am
before release.
behind the scenes operating everything because I've not seen the movie. Enjoy the
Ah.
discussion. I'm not anywhere else. I'm
Thanks, for
dedicated to
showing up in the
IGS.
middle of your hot date. We really
you know,
appreciate it.
now I
He
am
is
just
behind. He just admitted he's behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, manipulating all the
now
decisions.
now, I'll be just anticipating. Suddenly, we'll hear Abhineet talking in the background,
Yeah.
sitting with Nona.
Okay, no, okay. Getting back to the movie. This was enjoyable than the movie. I think. I'm kidding. Getting back. Oh, Sal's back.
Yeah,
Sal,
and
please.
apparently I cannot put my background in this on the phone for some reason, but it's okay. I think I've already made my point.
No, I think the phone didn't like the slander you were giving this poor
Okay,
film.
sounds
Right?
The
good.
phone is also in support of DC.
Yes.
Why not?
Okay, then before we go to, I was going to go to Keshav or the negative things of the movie, but I think you'll only have negative things to stay, Sahil, right? So we are on to the spoiler discussion part.
Okay.
So Sahil, just unleash, just say
Rant,
what you
rant.
thought. Yeah, about broad
It's not
about the
about
movie.
unleashing. It's not about ranting. But by the way, I did miss a portion of what Keshav was also talking about the movie. But yeah, for me, it's a
Okay,
definitely
so brief,
two
brief
thumbs down.
perspective. Me and Nolan gave a thumbs up, like
Okay.
not overwhelming, but still a positive review. And Keshav gave a thumbs down. So now you can go ahead. So you
Yeah,
understood.
mine is definitely two thumbs down because I generally went with a very fair, and I wanted to give this movie a fair chance because obviously I love origin movies. Obviously, like, who doesn't? It kind of like gives you a fresh perspective of a different character. And you've seen a lot of times the first movies are very good and the sequels are not that good. So they did not have much to lose anyway. Like this movie was like should have been good from the start. And since it like obviously I had no idea about this character before, so there was no such thing like, hey, I know about this in comics. They should have done that. I had no expectation like that as well. So when I say like this movie failed for me was basically about like as a movie experience. First of all, I found it very unoriginal. I think not even a single trope was something which I have not seen before, and not just seen before, seen it multiple times. It's not that I'm not seeing I've already seen something like this in Ant-Man, but I've seen this in Captain America, I've seen this in Iron Man, I've seen even in previous DC movies. In fact, Flash did a lot of things better than this movie. When it comes to the CGI, I feel it did lag a lot. I believe the movie's budget was not that high, so
It's
I can
104
still
million, which is,
yeah, I can still
I
forgive
think,
them for
one
the
third of
CGI.
Flash's budget. So,
Yeah, one third of Flash budget. Yeah, I believe that is the reason. But still, I think there were some decisions. But I mean, like, why would you use CGI if you do not have the budget for that? Especially that flamingo scene, and whenever they had some flamingos moving around, there was no need of it. I believe so. I mean, like,
I think especially
it
the
looked
full
very
CGI
comic.
scenes, when it was like fully CGI, then you can be, it was like very noticeable that, okay, this
Yes,
looks kind
exactly,
of
exactly.
cheap. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
go ahead.
And I believe this was a good decision. They knew that the budget was less. So
Hmm.
what they did was they put a majority part of it on the suit. The suit looked actually good. The
Amazing.
suit was
Yeah.
generally good. I have zero comments with the suit. The CGI of the suit looked very clean and everything. So I believe that was a good decision from their part. They knew that they don't have CGI. So obviously, if you have to choose between the CGI of the entire movie and the suit, you should go for the suit because the movie is very suit based. It is just like Iron Man. If like without that, at least for the first part of the movie, at least the first Iron Man, if there's no suit, then it's not fun, right? Like you want to have the suit to be like as
Yeah.
perfect as possible. So that was good. Even the villain suit, I believe the CGI was good for the most part. Maybe in the final battle, you could see that the hero suit is better than the villain suit for some
I
reason,
think
only on the
whenever the
CGI part.
VFX was integrating with the live action elements, like in the
Correct.
fight scenes and all, it looked really
Yeah.
good. It was
Yeah.
more in
Yeah.
the full CGI shots that where it
Yeah,
struck.
correct, correct, correct. Yeah. So something which Black Panther did a lot better than this movie, and I believe even Black Panther CGI's budget was low, but they somehow
Hmm.
managed to do it. So, but it's okay. That's still a technical thing, and I don't know what happened
That is not the
in
reason
the
why
back
you
end.
dislike the movie, right? Like,
Yeah,
see, that's a very
I think the
like,
movie
what is the
story
real
was
reason?
just. I think the movie story was not just there. It was just not
Hmm.
there. I mean, whatever things were good, you can say they were stolen from different movies, and other things were just like, hey, just accept it. Especially, I would say the movie's climax part. We can talk about the spoilers, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's now
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
spoiled.
So when we're talking about the movie's climax, it's a typical same powers is like the hero and the villain have the same powers and they are fighting. This was definitely completely stolen from the Iron Man 1 part because it's actually because even that, like in many movies the powers are same, but in Iron Man 1 they had the same suit also, like some similar suit at least. So the whole point was in that movie was the way they defeat the villain. It had some
Mhm.
story to it. Like
True.
Iron Man was able to like find out that
The
like
space
the
thing.
suit freezes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
Mhm.
freezes after a specific altitude. It had some logic. It doesn't matter if it is scientifically proven or not, but it has some logic. You have proven that in the first half of the movie. And this because we understand it's a sci-fi movie, so not everything will be perfect. But in this movie,
True.
there was nothing like that. They did
No,
miss.
I
I think
totally agree. That was
the
one
problem
of
is
the
like they were
weekends.
stealing a lot of things, but they forgot to steal the main points. I wish this was an unoriginal movie, but at least it was like like you could watch it
Hmm.
as a movie, but you could
I
see
am.
that there were so many like blanks in many of the other things they have stolen, especially even in Ant-Man when he gets the suit and he tries different kind of things. Those things were also missing in this movie. We never saw him try things. We never
I
saw
mean,
him.
the Scarab showed him what to do.
Yeah, I mean, like it was so convenient, right? So convenient.
I think
I
there
mean,
was definitely
once
more
you,
time that needs to be have spent between the Scarab and
yeah,
Hamey's character. Like there should have
yeah,
been more time spent between them, and
No, but
correct.
that's actually how Blue Beetle's character is. Like he's even in the comics, like he's constantly learning because like the Scarab doesn't listen to him. He doesn't have full control. It's kind of like Ben 10 with the Omnitrix.
But in
The
that
that
the
is
suit
case,
does its
in
own
in
thing.
but in that case, then the movie they should have copied properly was from Venom, Venom 1.
Oh yeah,
Even in
yeah,
that, also the
yeah.
Venom was not
That's what I was trying to say.
specifically
Yes.
listening to him,
yeah,
and in fact, even till date, Venom does not listen to Eddie Brock. He does not.
yeah, yeah,
But they still came to some conclusion, right? Or
yeah.
it's not, and at least in that movie, the conclusion was that they would not kill people or at least kill good people. At least there was something in which they were like, okay, okay, now we agree on this. In this, there was not even a conversation about it. It was
True.
not about they did not come into a conclusion.
They actually reduced the scale of Blue Beetle's backstory because in at least in
Yeah,
Young Justice, what they did was like the
Hmm.
scarabs. There were three scarabs.
Yeah.
They were all sent as the initial attack to invade Earth. They were sent as the three
Hmm.
sentries, original soldiers. So the blue scarab was found by Ted Cord, and then it ended up with Jaime, and then
Green one as
his
well.
personality mixed with it, and he kind of like what do you call it? They developed an understanding. Meanwhile, the other two scarabs took complete control of their host, and they became villains. And one of them was the red one that was there in this movie. In this movie,
Right.
what they did, they like there was only one scarab, and then the humans have imitated the technology, and that did not make sense to me because originally the technology the humans had was prosthetics. It was all
yeah.
prosthetics. And then suddenly, when they installed the code, the prosthetics turned into nanotechnology. How? That did not make sense at all. Like, how is the code affecting the
That's
physical
true.
part of the suit?
I do
And
believe
again,
that it really struggles in the villain aspect, like because the villain aspect is the whole plot device of the film, right? Whole, the whole expression. I forgot the name. Like, and those were the elements which even I found lacking. So I think I do agree with what Sahil is saying. Sahil, do you have more negative points about this film before I go to Keshav?
I can go on and on about it, but yeah, I mean, even the sad characters, I would say, I am very much disappointed on the family's part of the movie as well.
Oh,
I believe everything had just gags. I think they did not create any character properly.
oh,
Now
okay.
I think in hindsight it feels like okay, okay, it was their family and he wanted to save them and all that. But the point is, whenever any character, like any family member was just doing anything, like there was no backstory to that as well. I mean, and for most of the things, they were like, we will not explain. For the grandmom, okay, there is some
They will
explanation,
explain,
but
yeah.
they don't explain. Okay,
Yeah, but
that's
like
okay.
some that didn't bother
But
me
point
too
is,
much.
it's okay if you don't explain one thing, but it's becomes an issue when you don't explain everything else also. The uncle dies for some like he looks like he's dying. Then the hero becomes
Oh yeah, yeah,
angry
yeah.
and is able to kill the villain. Awesome, brilliant. Then he comes back, which as comic book fans we know he will come back. And then he asks, "How did you come back?" It tells I will tell you later, and you don't tell them.
That was a little weird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Now,
agree.
now, again, that's what I'm saying. If you are solving every problem with "I'll tell you later," then it's an issue. You have not written the character properly.
True,
If you're
true, true.
showing just one character, it's okay. It's the hey, this grandmom is very very mischievous. Fair enough. But why is everyone mischievous? Why don't we know about anything about anyone? Okay. Then even even that part and this like solving the issue that he was able to just become angry because he saw his uncle die and he's gonna kill the villain is so dumb. I mean, like, I think we have way past. I think this story could have worked in 2005 or 4, probably, maybe during the era of X-Men, but not right now. In 2023, you cannot do such kind of an ending. Have some reason. And this is why I wanted something similar to what Iron Man did in 2008 about the suit getting frozen at some altitude. Have something, have some story to it.
So I
But
do
here,
disagree about the family thing about the point you said about the
yeah,
family aspect of it. But I do agree with some of the other negative points that you said. So Keshav, what else do you want to add about some of the, because you both are the one who didn't love it as much. So what is some other points you feel that you can add to what Sahil is saying about the negative aspects of the movie?
No, actually, in the first half, the way it started, the family angle, I'm saying, so that was quite engaging actually. If you because until then you didn't know how it's gonna pan in second half. So when they were building it up in the first half and the family dynamics and everything, so that part of the movie I enjoyed. But I'm speaking in isolation. Like if you
Uh,
forget the second half,
okay,
so
okay. Once again, let's welcome Tech Muser to our membership. Everyone,
Yes, we
give
have
him
a
a
new
round of
member, so
applause.
we don't get a lot of those. So it's a big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So welcome Tech User to the channel as a member. Yeah.
and he is joined as a member uh, on a movie which people didn't even like much discussion of a movie.
people
True,
are
true.
not even watching it. It's the second worst after Flash for DC.
I mean, my charm was so strong that he had to become a member. Please don't
Yeah.
leave,
Oh.
please. Tech User. Okay,
What is
Kesha,
this
please,
Tanmay
please go
here?
ahead.
Snyder ki high ये लगेगी.
Hey,
I like
Tanmesh, but put it as Tanmay, sir. No.
why not? It's such a OnlyFans. अरे,
OnlyFans, we might look into it. Nona is looking into it.
Yeah. So what I was saying
That's
is
why he
that
didn't come today.
I did enjoy uh, the family angle in the beginning, like the way they were bonding and the way the family dynamics work there. But then as it progressed and it's okay, like they had some layers and some backstories to it, but then they were not properly explained. Like his uncle, he had that
Yeah,
knack of just operating everything in there, and maybe they showed that he had some interest in these kind of gadgets and he was making his own stuff as well, which was
There were too
only
many
good enough,
maybes. That's the
which
issue.
was
There were too
which
many
was
maybes.
which was only good enough to be thrown at somebody and it didn't do anything properly, that generator thing which he had. So there were many loose ends in the second half, like the promise that they showed in first half in terms of family members. Like I could see why the switch came in the grandmother, because in the first half she was the odd one out, right? Because she was always smiling and she was just minding her own business, and then suddenly the switch comes. The biggest switch comes in her character than everybody else in the second half.
yeah.
But again, no explanation. Maybe they will have something in the second part if they are making it. But then they just rugged it under the carpet. So I just feel that the promise in the first half was not properly fulfilled in the second.
Hmm.
Another thing, even the mom driving the whatever the Beetle ship at the end had no logic. Why was she driving? Did they show her interest towards driving it? Never. Did they show her have interest of driving anything, and then she finally gets to drive this? But like there's no. There's no reason. I feel that they were just on the set and they were like, "Hey, why don't you do this? You do that." I think that's how they divided the work. But they were. I doubt these things were penned down on the script
I
before.
think they raised the stakes too high for the family to deal with in the third act, in the climatic battle, because it did feel like, for me, the grandmother coming in with the machine gun, that was fun. And for me, that
Yeah,
little
all this
backstory
is
they had,
one thing is
that
fine.
she
I
was
don't
part
think
of the
for
war,
everyone.
she was
Yeah.
a revolutionary, that was enough, good enough for me that, like she was doing that. But for me, I mean, I do agree with the points you said, because for me, the weakest part was the third act of the film. Because for me, the first two acts of the film I really genuinely enjoyed, because I thought it had a lot of heart to it. I really enjoyed the family dynamic, even especially like his dad, the way, the way they show that they're struggling initially, in, like, they don't have, they're struggling with finances. They're going to lose the shop, they're going to lose the house, and stuff like that. Like, for me, that felt very authentic. And like the way they started the journey was really nice for me, and it made me connect to this character instantly, like this version of the Blue Beetle character. And then, even as the story went on, I loved how the dad kept saying that, we will handle it. Whatever is the problem, we'll handle it. And even that scene where, just before their dad gets killed, like, they come and invade the house, that was terrifying to me. Like, I didn't expect to feel terrifying, but the way they're, like, they're all surrounding the house and stuff. And when even when the dad gets killed, I thought that was like, that felt emotional to me. And even that one scene which he has in the whole, I don't know, the afterlife kind of scene
The Black
between him,
Panther scene. The Black Panther
yeah,
scene.
him
Just
and
call
his
it the way it is.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I did enjoy that scene. Like, I feel like it added to his character, and for me, I liked the fact that it was not a big scale movie. Like, I think Keshav did say that, he felt it was lacking in that, but for me, that was a good point for me. Like, I liked the fact that it was not a big scale thing, but I do agree with what you guys saying, that the way how they designed the third act was not good enough. And that all comes down to the villain. Like, when you look at some of the, no, origin stories are not known for great villains. Like, if you look at origin stories, even Iron Man 1, I think it's Howard Stark. No, not Howard. No, Howard Stark is his
Red
dad.
Skull.
Stain.
Red Skull.
Obadiah Stane. Yeah, his character is not the most. In the first one, he's not the most, like, terrifying opponent. Black Panther is different. He's a pretty terrifying one. Oh,
oh
Shelly Lee just gifted 5 Indian Geek Society
yeah,
memberships. Thank you.
and
Thanks a
it
lot, Shelly
looks
Lee.
like it worked this time because we got five new members.
Shelly Lee has been helping us keep this channel afloat.
Oh,
Honestly, like,
definitely. Shelly Obi for life.
see, Nona even came out of his hot day to comment. So, we
Yeah,
know
look at
how
that, new members, new members.
how important was that. But yeah, so I was just talking about how the third act for me was. I do agree with what you guys are saying. Third act is where things definitely took a backseat, and I also had this feeling when they were talking about Ted Code, the other Blue Beetle, and they were
Yeah,
telling about, I kind of found that story more interesting, like how he was inspired by the powers of the Blue Beetle, but it was not blue. The Beetle didn't select him. The Scarab didn't select him. So he
yeah,
was making, machines based on the powers of that. Kind
yeah,
of interested me more, and I kind of
yeah.
want to see that more than this. But Jaime Reyes' character is great, and I look forward to it. Now, we did talk a lot about the negatives. I'll just go to Nolan the
Did,
Batman to
did,
continue with my
did the
positive rant.
did the did the Ted Cord character kind of sound like the guy who plays Ted Lasso? Imagine
So
if
the
they
director
bring,
did say that he wants that actor, but it's
yeah.
not confirmed yet because the
Imagine if
DCU
they get
itself
him
is
right, like because the way
challenged.
they described Ted
Hmm.
Cord's Blue Beetle also like he's like Batman, but
Yeah.
not as good.
Even in the picture, they had that thing where you can't see his face properly. I think it's
Yeah, yeah,
John,
yeah,
like the
yeah,
Muriel or
Yeah.
something. Like, you can sort of see that, okay, it could be
yeah.
this actor. Like,
That's
so.
what.
So I'll just switch to Nolan to continue the rant about, because we talked about the negatives a lot. I talked a little bit about the positives. Now,
What
what
about
else did you like about the movie?
Can I
what
say
about
one negative more? Sorry. One
Yeah,
negative.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. It's okay.
Okay. The reason why I probably did not even like the second act was because there was one part in the first act, or at the end of the first act, which where I basically like lost the interest in the movie. Uh, so it's a scab, right? It's a huge thing,
Yeah,
and it's a big company and everything. And this CEO girl or whoever she is, she just walks in the suit, goes inside the room, steals very easily the ID card, which as if she is some like is a professional thief. It's okay. She steals it. Okay. She goes inside, clicks on it, goes inside. picks it up with the hand, puts it in the
Big
burger
belly
box, and
burger.
just
Big belly
walks
burger.
out in the normal clothes, as if somebody in the suit did not just go inside, and there's a security guard in the background, and it's okay, and she just walks out. Like no noise,
You think you're
nothing.
nitpicking it a little bit?
I
But
mean,
it was like, what the fuck? What is happening? I mean, this is not in nitpicking. I mean, like in any other movie, it would be very obvious that there will be some noise, some beep is happening, or some security guard sees this. I mean, it was very basic. It
It's an
happened
old
only
company,
when the guy
right?
comes
So
back and is eating his burger, and then he finds out. What if he came back maybe like sometime later? I mean, it's. I
I
mean,
think
like
she
that
hoped he
was the
would come
solution.
sometime later.
it wasn't checked in, right? Like it wasn't under security. He was in the middle of an experiment, and that guy just walked
Even
away.
that's okay, but
So
she
that
she
guy
should have
was
at least come
careless.
out. She should have at least come out in the same suit because clearly somebody went inside in the suit and then somebody's coming out of without the suit. Uh, I mean,
I mean, like
it's not
it is.
nitpicking. I'm sorry, this is
I
not
do
nitpicking.
understand
Come
logically
on.
it is, but
I
for me
mean,
it's a little bit
my point
nitpicky.
is
But
they could
yeah,
have done it.
still.
No, they could have done that with the suit only. She
Mhm.
goes inside the suit and she comes out in the suit, and it would have been the movie would have been same, right?
True.
Yeah.
But they did not. I mean, like, why? These are small things which, and after this scene, I have started finding out there are more things about the movie that they are not taking care of a lot of the things that they are showing. It's a very casually made movie, is what I'm trying to say. I
I
mean, like,
think
they
they were. I mean, the
what did
vibe they
you
were going for was
This
definitely more of a
movie
fun.
should have been a TV show.
what
So
did
it
you
was
guys
TV
actually
think
show
made
of
for
episode
the
actually.
streaming.
what did you
This
guys
movie
think
was made
about
for streaming.
the lead actor's performance? Like, were you convinced him as the Blue Beetle as the superhero,
I
or
kind of
Yeah.
liked him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
genuinely
Also, the
enjoyed his
suit was
performance.
good, right? The suit is actually good. That's
I do
definitely one of the
like that
major.
actor a lot. Like even in
Yeah.
Cobra Kai, I do enjoy his
Yeah.
performance. I do think
I've
I
not
do
seen
think he
Cobra
was
Kai,
the
by the
right
way,
cast.
but
I
yeah.
do think he was the
uh,
right cast.
like as an actor? Like, I don't have an issue, but like as somebody who is probably like we have grown up seeing all these superheroes having a massive build and the physique.
Oh,
So just that was lacking.
no,
Like
no,
he's a
But
but
little
he was a
short.
that's
teenager,
how
right?
the character is.
Yeah.
He's just a
He's not a
scrawny
teenager. He's
teenager.
not.
He's a
He's a
Sorry,
college
so
graduate.
I mean 21. Like
I think
it's
he's
not like
21,
really.
22.
Yeah.
That's what they were trying to
He
aim
just
for him.
graduated from college, or I
Yeah,
think college.
from yeah, from
pre-law,
graduate.
pre-law. Pre-law is
Pre-law.
Pre-law.
11th and
Yeah,
12th.
He's
pre-law. Right, right.
Pre-law is 11th and 12th.
oh no, I
Oh,
don't
is
think
it?
he's
Yeah,
no, no,
right.
no, no. He was a
No?
graduate from a college, and the college was
I think they
Oh.
Gotham
said he was
University.
21. I
He
think
was from
they said
Gotham
he was.
University. He was from Gotham University. So I think he did
Oh.
his bachelor's.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
probably
like
he's 21,
undergraduate.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
No,
21,
but still,
22.
like
Yeah.
so what I mean is like even he was a little short as well. So for me, like because I have not seen as many, but whatever I
Mhm.
have seen in superhero films, like that stature of superhero somehow,
I
even
mean,
with the suit. So with
I
the suit,
mean,
you don't.
But he
dude,
does not need it, I guess.
Spider-Man is
It's an
also
Ant-Man.
like that
Even
only, right?
Ant-Man,
Spider-Man,
even Paul Rudd is not buffed up. Paul Rudd is
yeah,
not
even
buffed up.
Spider-Man is skinny, right?
Yeah.
I
No,
think
no.
you needed that
He's acrobatic.
everyday
He's
kind of
acrobatic.
person for this role, like
No, no,
Spider-Man
I'm
is
I'm
everyday
acrobatic at
kid.
least.
Yeah.
no, no, I'm
But Paul Rudd is not.
specifically I was talking about the height factor. So like
Oh.
the
Paul Rudd is small, short. Yeah.
yeah, so it just felt like with the suit you don't really notice that much, but without it, like it just felt like little odd because so used to watching uh, Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson and
Henry
even for
Cavill.
that even for
But
that
I guess,
matter, even for that
when
matter,
you are
Andrew
a
Garfield,
B level
Yeah,
when you
good.
are a B level superhero, I think then you don't really see all these things. As I mentioned, like even in the case
I mean,
of
you can say
Ant-Man,
Tom Holland's also pretty short, right?
Yeah.
Tom Holland, they all are short only. So I think it's
Robin, Robin,
actually
Beast Boy.
Actually, when I first saw the Tom Holland Spider-Man version, the first one that he did, I felt the
Homecoming.
same in
Yeah.
that film as well.
No,
Yeah,
but
because
that's the
he
thing.
came after
That's
Andrew Garfield, who was
yeah,
tall
yeah,
and
He
like
was
yeah.
built.
6'3" and all that. Yeah.
But
I mean,
I mean, like I
when you
guess like
consider
for a
B level superheroes, like DC has a
Yeah,
lot in that stature. Like there's Beast Boy, there's Robin. Who else is there? So many other.
like even
Joker.
even
yeah.
even
I believe what Kishan was saying. Like even in the case of Peacemaker, he's pretty like above them and all that, right? So even he's
But
a B level
we
I
guy.
never
mean,
saw Peacemaker,
Peacemaker
right?
isn't a B level hero. He's an anti-hero. So
No, I'm
I
just
mean, like
saying,
I'm
Peacemaker,
talking
we
about
only
like
saw the
in the
helmet,
left.
right? It was just a floating helmet. So,
no, like
what?
even in Flash. So even that actor doesn't
He's
really.
Ezra, yeah, because we have seen in TV like the Flash is pretty tall and all.
yeah. I mean,
So it's
I
kind of
just
like
crack a
like this
Peacemaker joke. No one noticed, but it's okay.
floating.
And,
Like,
and somehow I don't know if it was with you guys as well. So I went with a friend and I kept asking her that who does this actor remind you of? I kept thinking, he reminds me of somebody because he has a very Indian face,
Yeah, Mexicans, yeah, they have the same color.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, I realized he looks a little like there is another reviewer, Ride and Refuse
Kind of
Productions channel.
refused.
Ah,
Acha.
yes, Jammy, Jam, Jam,
Jamie, fine.
Jammy,
He
Jammy.
look-
Yeah.
that guy looked like him. If
so the name, his name is also the same.
Jaime, Jammy.
I mean, the spelling is the same.
Spelling
Right,
same
right,
because Spanish people call say J as her. Yeah.
H,
right,
yeah.
right,
Spelling is
right.
also the same.
Jaime, yeah. I think we covered a lot of the positives and negatives. I think we sort of
Keshav,
reached a common ground.
let's like a
Yeah.
meme about that, okay?
Okay,
I'll tag him
so
and all that.
he probably won't notice it's too big. I mean, Nona, I think, has done an interview with him.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
no,
no,
big
no,
fan.
even I
he's
have done,
pretty big.
but on my channel long back I did, but uh, and I'm not sure if he covered this film as well. So he's not really.
Right, right, Blue Beetle, right? To be
And
honest, like I would say, WB didn't really treat like it was very low priority for them this film because
Yeah.
they marketing was non-existent. I mean, it was more of the fans trying to because I think the lead actor he was part of Cobra Kai and he had a
Yeah.
pretty good fan base. Like they sort of propelled the film. It was like the Blue Beetle Battalion. That was like
like
their
like
big
like
thing.
like I was saying, it felt like, you know what happened, like after the Flash flopped, The Rock came out and started saying all stuff like because they
Yeah,
removed me if DC is
Yeah.
failing now, and then it felt like James Gunn went into hiding because no, there were no more tweets after that.
See, they didn't first of all, like I have said this before also, like I do like James Gunn as a filmmaker a lot, but I'm not very happy with the way he has done some things in DC. And I don't mean creative choice, like see, personally I hate the fact that he let Henry Cavill go and everything, but I understand a filmmaker has his own vision and stuff like that, that's all right. But the way he made that video saying that, after these four movies we're doing a total reboot, the movies which came this year I think suffer a little bit, even though the casual audience probably don't care about what he's doing. And even the way he sort of does some of those tweets and everything, like he will go around telling people, no, that's false, you heard the wrong news. But if he misses something, people will assume it's true. So you can't go around opposing every tweet that comes, right? Like so, some of the things that he's done, I don't really agree with, and I hope Superman Legacy turns out good. But that's more of the filmmaker angle.
so
As how he has sort of ran DC so far, not very happy with it as a DC
So
fan.
since the Flash went into a loss, so
Yes, heavy loss.
assuming that they won't be doing a part two,
They'll never
so
do a part two.
so does that mean that we won't see Clooney's Batman
No,
in
Clooney's
the
that was just a joke in the end of the movie. So
okay?
it's okay.
it won't go
That
anywhere.
hurts actually. As a fan, it hurts. If that was just a joke.
You're a fan of George Clooney's Batman.
No, as a fan of the movie, as a fan of the
Oh,
movie,
see, like that's why I was
things like this
dude,
happening as
like
a
I will
joke
be
and then it
honest.
ends like that. Because
I'll be
in the
honest.
history
Oh,
we will
dude,
always remember.
you know, right? Like, I don't know if you were there last time when we spoke about it. It was originally supposed to be Christian Bale, but
No,
Yeah,
Christian Bale
because
I was
was
there. Yeah,
offered, but he would never do
yeah.
it.
no,
That's
He rejected
he didn't do it because of the spat between Nolan and WB.
Yeah, I mean, he will only he might do it with Nolan's blessing, but he
Yeah,
had
yeah.
said before that he would
He
only come
said
back with
that. He
Nolan's
said that
blessing.
he's not going to come back without Nolan's blessing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's dude for me that last scene of the Flash. I know we're getting diverted here, but that enraged me so much as a DC fan. That's why like this movie for me is Blue Beetle is higher than the Flash because the Flash enraged me so much that and it's not just that. Like I wanted to walk out of the theater when they showed George
The last
Clooney's
scene,
Batman.
you mean the post credit with Aquaman?
No, no, no. The last scene with George Clooney's Batman. Like when he showed up, I got so enraged. I wanted to walk out, but I couldn't walk out
Uh,
because the movie ended. So it was like double betrayal for me. So
yeah,
like
dude.
that that's how it is. Yeah. So
Is
I'm
And
this
so
and uh,
true or what?
The comment.
yeah,
Blue
yeah.
Beetle
Blue Beetle
deleted
Scene
scene
one.
one.
Uncle
Uncle
was a
was a
polytechnic dropout. Sister was a prostitute. That's what she was wearing. So okay, I'm not very sure.
Is that is that a
I
stereotype
don't
or what?
know. Chinese, but they're carrying him from one country to other. Old Blue Beetle scene. See, like the Ted Kord aspect of the movie was
Oh,
something that
no.
interested me
They
more.
should not have. From that, I feel only the first scene would have been relevant, and the last one would have been really good. The old Blue Beetle scene
The
that would
old
have
Blue Beetle man, I wanted
helped.
to see
Yeah,
that. Ted
and
Kord, what they've done was really interesting.
first deleted scene would have given us context to why his uncle is so good with
So
tech and
good.
stuff.
True, true, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
Brain
but
scanner.
The third
I'll
deleted
pause
scene
that.
does not make sense to me. Jaime's mother carrying him from one country to another.
I think to show the struggle that
No,
they
but
face.
he's not the only one, right? Like she wasn't alone. Like the father was there, the grandmother was
It's true,
there.
true. There would have been more context when the scene comes in, but like right now we only have descriptions, right? So Sherry D has a comment. Nice to see you, Professor Mul. Okay, I'm
That's my
Sad. How do
name.
you pronounce your full name? Okay. It was
BB
originally
was
meant for HBO Max. That might explain the TV feel. The strike is really messing up marketing buzz of the movie. Yeah, that's true. Blue Beetle was
Yes,
first
that's
meant for
true.
HBO Max, and then so they when I think this was done when Walter Hamada was running the ship. Like they greenlit some low budget DC movies just for streaming, like HBO Max. So that's when Blue Beetle came, Batgirl movie, all of those was greenlit at the same time. But Batgirl got the axe, and this one got promoted to a theatrical release. So. Um,
did you guys notice Green Lantern in the opening scene?
yeah. Green Lantern hits the scarab, right? In that opening scene. Like you see the green light sort of hitting the scarab.
Because I
That was
read it
cool.
a couple of days ago on Instagram that there was a Green Lantern cameo, and I totally missed that because I entered the theater a little after that, so
Ah,
I
okay. It was nothing. It was just in the opening sequence. Like they just show a green light hitting the scarab and then it just falling. Like
so
it's like an animated sequence.
you guys think
oh,
he'll have maybe a bigger part in part two?
See, like I'm being very honest here. There is no telling if Blue Beetle will ever show up again. Like in any DC movie, in
No,
any
no, no.
like
What I mean is like if they make a movie about Ted Cord,
if they
right?
make a
That
part two, see, like I don't know if see for that they need a Green Lantern also, right? So they do have some other Green Lantern plans. So I don't see them converging as of yet. But in the future, maybe not in two, maybe in three, Blue Beetle three or something.
because
Or
the
some,
way they ended with the post credit, the Ted Cord scene that I'm
yeah,
still
yeah,
alive.
yeah.
So that told me that they might have some plans. So if they can patch it up with
That's pretty basic. Almost all movies have this nowadays.
I
Every
think like
movie has this, like
in a
a hint of a
crossover
new.
movie, like a Justice League movie, you might see them interact and sort of see the lanterns and the because I think the scarab like it comes from the reach, right, Nolan? It's something called
uh,
the reach, something like that, right? The
yeah.
scarab,
That's
the
the alien race called the
alien
Reach.
race. So they and the lanterns were at war, if I remember correctly, in the comics. There is some storyline like that. So I'm not very
Oh,
familiar, but something like that was there. So they were sort of referencing that. But moving ahead, I think we talked a fair bit about this film. Like box office wise, it's not doing that well, but it's showing decent hold. It has, I think, in 100 million budget, it's only grossed 52 million worldwide, domestic and overseas. So it's not doing too well, but it's showing hold, and it does have some hope because in many markets the movie will only open in September overseas, like Australia
Yeah,
and some other markets. So it does have some hope. I hope it does decent enough to at least recover its budget, and maybe we might get a part two. And hopefully James Gunn keeps this character, which he has said that this is part of the DCU, but you never know. Plans keep changing. But my next question was: so after the three movies, I think we have Black Adam, we have Flash, and we have Blue Beetle. How would you guys
Shazam,
rank?
you missed. Shazam.
Okay, oh yeah, Shazam 2. I'm like the Rock. I miss Shazam. So we have Shazam 2, we have Black Adam, we have Flash, we have Blue Beetle. Four movies. Four movies
Yeah.
that didn't do well in box office wise. How would you guys rank it? I will start with who wants to go first? Who has the answer
Also,
first?
also, people in the chat, please share your rankings as well.
Sure, sure. Good idea. Nolan. Please
Yeah.
share your rankings for these four movies that didn't do too well box office wise. Even it didn't receive overwhelmingly positive reviews. Even the Blue Beetle has got a 77% Rotten Tomato score, so it's pretty decent. But how would you guys
For
rank it? Who
DC
has
movie.
their answer ready? They can go first.
Mm.
No
Well,
one.
for me,
Sahil, please.
Flash.
Okay, Nolan. Nolan has answered now. Please go.
Well, for me, I would say Flash,
Okay.
Shazam 2,
Mm-hmm.
then Blue Beetle,
This is one, two,
and
three,
then the
four, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's
1, 2,
one,
3,
two,
4,
three.
and then the last would be lowest would be Black Adam, because
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Sahil, please go ahead.
I think for me, first would be Black Adam. Because I'm sure Blue Beetle is fourth. I'm confused between Flash and Shazam 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
For now, I would keep Shazam as 2 and Flash as 3 because Flash 3, for what it was supposed to be, like what it promised, it did not deliver at all. Shazam, I believe it just it did fell short a lot, obviously. But I don't think so. It was promising to be as good as Flash or something. So yeah, less negative marks to Shazam, but yeah, a lot of negative on Flash. So yeah, so it
Oh,
will be uh, uh, Black Adam, Shazam, Flash, and then Blue Beetle.
oh, let's answer Varun's question.
I think we'll get to Varun's question after we hear Keshav's ranking because we're in
Yeah,
Okay,
that flow. So I think that's
So
interesting. So Sahil, you have Black Adam in the first top and Blue Beetle in the bottom, and the two in the
yeah,
middle don't matter. So,
yeah, exactly. I did that. I think so.
so Keshav, how would you rank these four movies?
I missed Shazam. I didn't get to watch Shazam. So
Okay,
let's
that's
keep
all
it
right.
at
You're
fourth
not
because
missing
I
much.
didn't watch it. So I'll keep it at fourth because
No,
I'll
then you rank 1 to 3 basically.
You just rank the three movies which you've seen.
Yeah,
yeah. So probably Flash first
Mm-hmm.
because there is a little bias because of Batman. So
Right,
I'll
right.
have it at the top. Then second, I'll go Black Adam.
Okay.
Flash third, and fourth Shazam because I have not seen it.
So Blue Beetle is third.
yeah. Uh,
Right. All right. All right. So mine is very different. Like, it's like choosing between movies that you don't like that much. Like, it's a bit difficult. But I would give Blue Beetle first. I just like the sort of earnest heart that it had, even though it had issues with the third act. I still like enjoy the whole aspect of it, and so I'll give Blue Beetle first, Black Adam second. Black Adam second. I just love how crazy it was, and we got Henry Cavill back for one more scene. So like it has even though that they kind of budget like whatever like so I would put Black Adam second, and I would put Shazam to third. There were elements of Shazam 2 I enjoyed, but overall, especially in the end, it didn't come together. And I would give Flash fourth because I was not able to walk out of the theater. They edited the movie that time. So that is my. And it had
what?
CGI dead actors, which didn't make any sense. So
Okay,
that is my ranking. But Varun had
so
a very interesting question. We'll get to that. But
wait,
okay,
let's
before that,
see
we'll
Tech
read
Muse's.
Tech Muse's ranking. So Tech Muse said first Black Adam, second Blue Beetle, third Flash, fourth Shazam. So it's
He
very
went in
close.
a complete reverse
fair enough.
order of me.
Yeah, that's true. But it was a little bit close to mine, so I guess Snyder fans think I like. So we
Well,
will
I'm a
get to
Snyder fan too.
yeah, but yeah, that is true. Yeah, sorry. I will get to Varun's question. Yeah, if given a chance, would you swap positions of Blue Beetle with the unreleased Batman movie? So Batgirl movie.
Batgirl,
So
Batgirl.
to give some context, the Batgirl movie was a movie that was like it was based on the so after the Flash movie, the timeline was supposed to be that Michael Keaton was supposed to be the Batman, the main Batman of the DC universe. That's how it was supposed to end, and the Batgirl movie would continue that story, and you would have you would sort of what's that actor's name like who played J Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies? I
Commissioner
name is
Gordon.
blanking out. Yeah, he would play Commissioner Gordon's character, but I'm blanking on
Yeah.
the actor's name.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, that's right.
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons would play Commissioner Gordon, and they would have a Batgirl movie set. So Michael Keaton would be the Batman in that movie. He would be mentoring Batgirl, and it would be a little bit small scale Gothamist adventure. That was supposed to be the movie. It was going to be directed by the directors of the. Have you guys seen the Bad Boys 3 movie, Bad Boys for Life?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen.
Yeah, so it was going to be directed by them. They have also worked on the Miss Marvel show, the
Oh,
two
nice.
directors. So that's what the movie was going to be, the Batgirl movie. So would you have preferred that watching that movie over Blue Beetle? But see, there is a little bit of imagination here because you don't know how.
Hypothetical, yeah.
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 I was
Right.
always very skeptical about the Batgirl movie,
True.
so I wasn't that into it.
You wouldn't swap with Blue Beetle.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
skeptical about both the movies because I didn't like how Blue Beetle looked in the trailers, but
Right, right. The trailers were
I
not really.
enjoyed this movie, so
Yeah. So
I
you
I
will
would
wouldn't
swap.
swap.
swap it.
Like, I'll very
Yeah.
happily do the Akshay Kumar meme like that, and
Because you get to see more of Michael Keaton's Batman.
yeah. Plus, it's Batman. As you said, he would supervise Batgirl, and
Yeah,
uh, and
mentoring
then
her and stuff.
and then J.K. Simmons is a brilliant actor. Like, if you have seen Whiplash, so
Yeah, yeah. The
they,
pleasure is
they
nice.
all, it just sounds a much better ensemble cast already than the whole Blue Beetle ensemble. So any day I would love to watch those actors.
So Keshav would do a swap. Nolan would not do a swap. Sahil, what would you
After
want?
listening to Keshav's answer, I believe even I would swap. Only because I believe
I mean, you can still
now
have
that I
a
have
good.
seen.
I mean, you can still have a good cast and still have a bad movie.
No, the point is I now that I have seen Blue Beetle, I know it has nothing new to show.
Yeah.
I believe Batgirl, even if I'm assuming it was a bad movie, that's why they
There's
filmed
a
it.
comment, but I will
But
wait for Sahil's answer first.
but I'm assuming it was a movie which was different from what people are expecting from it, and I believe that would have made it a movie in which people would have mixed reaction to it, and I would
Right,
like
right.
to be in that part of the mixed reaction in which who did like that movie. So yeah,
Right.
that's why I would swipe it. Because in Blue Beetle, I don't think so. There's any logical reasoning
You're
why it's a
like,
good movie.
no, no, Blue Beetle, no go.
Yeah.
So Tech News had a hilarious comment where he said that, the directors, poor guys, they didn't copy the movie to the hardest, which I do agree. Snyder was smart. He took the movie with them, so he had, so we could, like, I would be honest. For me, as a person who loves watching movies, whether it's bad, whether it's good, I'm someone who loves watching movies that directors have full control over because that's when the craziness happens. Like you get to
Mm.
see their vision just go berserk, and it was
I
very
mean,
disappointing for
I
me.
mean, I mean, they did that for Thor: Love and Thunder.
That is, but that's
Let's
no,
call it an
that's I
exception.
haven't
An
watched Thor:
exception.
Love and Thunder, so
Let's call it an exception.
Too
that's an
much of a
exception.
good
Yeah.
thing. Too
See,
much
for
of
Yeah.
a
me,
good thing.
in an ideal world, I would want both movies. Like because in an ideal world, I still hope Batman movie gets released, just because of the cast and crew put so much efforts into it, man. Like it's so unfair what happened to them. It really made me hate WB as a studio. What happened to after all the Snyder stuff which happened
Did they
already behind
complete
the
the
scenes.
movie or
They had completed the
Yeah,
movie. It was all ready, and I think they were at a wedding function when they got
what is the
when they
last
got to
thing
know that
like
it's getting
what
cancelled.
what is the last thing which was missing for them? I'm like did they
nothing.
complete the
The
post
studio,
production?
the
It was
Did they
complete.
studios
complete post production?
basically the studios just calculated that it would cost them more money to
Yeah,
release the film than to cancel
to
it.
do. So they got a
And
tax
not
write
even
off.
HBO Max. It did not
It
deserve
was
an HBO
meant for
Yeah,
Max.
HBO Max initially. So what happened is the management changed. So when the management changed, they were like
No, in
screw
HBO Max, the
screening.
issue is the HBO has to buy it. HBO might not be giving them enough money.
Not exactly. What happened was when the management changed. So the previous management had a lot of emphasis on HBO Max. That's how we got like even the Snyder cut, everything we got
Snyder
because
Cut, yeah.
they wanted to expand their streaming thing. But when the new sort of management came, they were like, "We don't care about this. This is they are losing money left and right here. So let's just cancel this movie." So it's very disappointing. Like tech news is if there was a hard work, at least give their rough cut. Won't make it public, but still hard work is hard work. That's true. Like they not only the cast, the crew, everyone put lots of efforts into it. So ideally, I would want both movies to get released as a DC fan and as a fan of movies. But as I have to answer, I
You
wouldn't
know,
swap.
just listening to all this hurts as much as it hurt me when I heard Mindhunter season 3 will not be coming. So
That's
What
true.
is it?
I didn't
That
know all
was
these details that the film was made and ready to release. I
it,
thought
it
that yeah, it's
it's
very
very
hard to hear.
disappointing.
No, I remember it was in post production. I did not know it was ready to release. Like post production was complete also.
So
That
we don't
is
know exactly
too
where
much.
in post production was, but I hear it was near completion. So
Yeah.
I think it was pretty ready. But yeah,
No.
like that's how look. Like people say why people are not showing up for DC movies, and I'm not saying these are all the reasons, but the brand is affected. The brand is not strong now. It's not the brand that would command audiences. They've messed up too much.
You know about that joke, right? Like people say that like DC fans on the internet and it's like a whole crowd and DC fans on
Yeah,
Twitter
yeah.
it's empty. And I think I don't know. I think maybe even that it's a bubble probably. Even DC fans being on the internet is like a bubble, which people think
See,
they are a lot of people.
even in the internet, I feel it's shrinking day by day because
Yeah,
I
it
didn't see
definitely
Blue
it
Beetle
has to
trending
be.
much. Blue
Yeah,
Beetle was trending very
especially
little.
with what happened with what happened with Batman, Rock, uh, and
Like they keep
Superman.
losing
I mean,
fans.
there were some fans of people who I know there were some fans of people like they were fans of DC who were just because of Henry Cavill, and I
True, true,
don't
true.
see those kind of people sticking with DC right now.
That's true. That's very
Why
true.
would they?
So, do you think a lot of expectations now would depend on how Batman 2 or Joker 2 will do?
Even
So,
Joker 2 does not
see,
really like show the DC fan
sure.
sector.
To be fair, like Batman Two,
It's a
Joker
separate
Two,
move.
these
Yeah,
movies will do well, like because Batman 2 will
yeah.
separate from the DC whole thing, like, and Matt Reeves is directing it, and uh,
Hmm.
in many ways, like it's in its own bubble, so, and it has its own fan base. Even though
Something
I'm not a
like
huge
some,
fan of.
so it's like the analogy would be like Amazing Spider-Man was not really Marvel, but it's still
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
yeah,
but Amazing Spider-Man didn't have the most positive like reception. Like if you compare with
yeah,
Batman Joker, they had a much more positive reception to it. So
yeah.
they like those brands are still strong. But now if you
Mm,
slap the DC logo on anything other than those movies, including
yeah,
Superman, I don't think it will hold that
yeah,
strong. For example, Superman, I think the whole slate of DC will depend on Superman Legacy. If that ever, I mean, hopefully that comes out. It's a good movie, but it'll depend on Superman Legacy if
yeah.
the future launch.
The basic
Because
thing is like
there
that,
are
like the people who are watching, people who are watching Iron Man, Captain America, and Avengers, they still went ahead and watched Guardians of the Galaxy, even though they
Yeah,
had no relation with Iron Man.
true, true, true.
Similarly, that's
Yeah.
not happening. It's not happening with DC. People who are watching
Yeah,
Joker and Batman, they are not going ahead and watching Blue Beetle.
true,
They are
true.
not going ahead and watching Flash, for example.
I think there
They're
was a
not
time
for
like
some reason.
when Wonder Woman released, people showed up for the
Yeah,
first Wonder Woman movie because
but
they were getting to that slate, and Suicide Squad.
yeah,
People showed up for Suicide Squad, the
yeah,
first one I'm
yeah,
talking about. So
yeah,
people
even
were
first one.
showing up, and but they just
Are the thing was back then, no, the DC had one major problem was that they would like suddenly put too much CGI into the endings.
yeah, the
Like
end
the
battle, that
last
battle.
the last scenes of all the final fights were like too
People
big
were not
and
coming
too
out of
much
the movie
CGI.
happily. They were not
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
when they came out of the movie. That was the
But
issue.
I don't
People
think
were
that
going
was the
in.
main. To be fair, I don't think that was the main reason. Like back when Snyder, even back when the infighting was going on between Snyder and the WB executives, there was still that connection between those movies. Like you had Flash
Yeah.
pop up in Suicide Squad for 1 second. Like he popped up. He had like so there was so people were excited to see more of this. Then when Justice League happened, it just people just lost hope. They were like
Yeah,
this, and after that, you see, after Justice League, I don't think any movie has grossed over $500 million worldwide.
yeah.
I might be wrong
Any movie in this DC universe,
in this DC universe.
movie
Like
apart from
I'm
this,
not talking
they
about
have
Batman. The Matt
Joker and
Reeves
Batman.
Batman
Yeah,
is
they
different.
earned, they did earn money, but yeah,
That
you're
and
right.
that's a different thing. But other than that, I don't see any like whether it was James Gunn's Suicide Squad, whether it was Black Adam, whether it was even the Birds of Prey movie. None of them
And
did.
even Peacemaker did not get enough audience, I believe. I mean, like
True,
people were
it
just
did
not talking
not
about it for
happen.
some reason.
Even though I did enjoy Peacemaker, except the last ending shot was Justice League. That was
Okay,
unnecessary. But I
it's okay.
think we did talk in great length about this movie. I'm like, I think we'll probably, I don't know if Nolan is even listening. I think, do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap up the stream?
Mm, no. Yeah,
I
that's
enjoyed
sad.
the music of Blue Beetle. It
Oh
was
yes, we didn't talk about the music.
bad.
Yeah, I like the whole. I think I don't want to say. I think like it had like some guitar riffs or something. Like it had a very sort of futuristic sort of theme
But
to it.
then it was not as good that it would stay with me. Like, for
Hmm.
example, the music of Oppenheimer is still with me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But the music of
That's an unfair comparison.
no no
Let's just say Man of Steel.
Oppenheimer is set too high a standard, man. Like movies
That's
The
too
point
are.
high.
is,
like, as a musician I'm
did the
speaking like
Barbie did the Barbie
no
music
I'm
stay with
I'm,
you?
I'm
Is the
speaking as a
comparison?
musician. Like if I watch something, certain
Hmm.
things stay with me which inspire me to make music.
True, true,
So,
true, true.
so Oppenheimer had that effect, but then Blue Beetle, I enjoyed sitting in the theater listening to it in the Dolby Atmos thing. But as soon as I walked out, it was also forgettable at the same time. So,
Right, right.
Same for me. Yeah.
and that kind of mirrors the whole film. Like in the first half, you are kind of enjoying it in the moment, but then as it pans out, you kept losing the interest. So
That's fair. I do agree because, like, for example, like Man of Steel, Hans Zimmer's score, that stayed with me even after the movie. Even just Jackson is just as like the Flash theme when he runs through the Speed Force, that stayed with me even after the
yeah.
movie ended. But Blue Beetle, there was nothing that, like, I did enjoy
Even
it in the movie, as you said, the whole futuristic sort of theme, like,
Yeah,
that was
even
kind of
even
nice.
the Robert Pattinson Batman theme is still
Hmm.
it's a different theme from what Hans Zimmer
True,
made
true.
for Dark Knight, but it's still
Yes,
registered in our mind. So same way you will not remember Blue Beetle's theme. So
that's true.
in even Black Adam theme was not as registerable for me. So
Hmm.
in these
I remember
last
the Black Adam only because it got memed a lot actually. There were many memes
Ah, okay.
around that about
Oh,
around the music, like when the title card comes, right?
Ha, ha,
so
ha,
actually
ha.
That name is very old fashioned.
out of all these four films that we were ranking, I think Flash was the only theme which probably has that registerable quality in all four.
That's interesting you say because I never noticed the theme that much. Maybe because I was so attached to the TV show theme and the other
He's into
iterations of
cinema,
the
right?
this thing that I just didn't. I never
He's into
felt the
music.
theme.
That's why.
Yeah, so
yeah.
like because of that probably. Yeah. Yeah, so Keshav, very good point you brought. We completely forgot of the music. Sahil, Nolan, any last points?
Mm,
Ah,
no, not really.
And
I
what was
want
that?
my time.
What was that second post-credit scene that it
Oh
was
yeah,
just
that was
used
a.
as
Oh, that was completely targeted towards Mexican audiences. Like that's like some show they had in the 80s or 90s.
okay.
They were talking about the show, right? Throughout the movie,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
and they just showed that reference. Yeah, it was pretty
yeah.
like normal,
Like
logical.
that
I
it made me
I
feel kind
really
of like
wish
why did I stay?
I really wish they used that for that second post credit scene to show Booster Gold, because they even have said that like the Blue Beetle movie might connect to the Booster Gold TV show which is coming out.
That is
Yeah,
interesting because
but usually the second post credit scene is usually like it is just a gag, like that is the intention of it. The first
That
post credit is all.
that only started after
I
Homecoming.
know.
Before that
Homecoming,
it
yeah,
was,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
before that it was
Homecoming.
actually proper. Like I mean,
Yeah,
Guardians of the
like
Galaxy had what,
even till
five post
Guardians of the
credit scenes?
Galaxy,
Guardians of
till
the
Guardians of the
Galaxy had
Galaxy,
five.
oh
five,
yeah,
yeah.
that was like filled with post-credit scenes. Like, but that was kind of
Yeah.
fun. This one definitely felt lacking. Tech News has opened up a challenge saying that Superman Legacy is going to suck. You can take a screenshot. That's okay, Tanmay. We will just keep it in mind that you said it. We're not going to take any screenshots.
This guy wants DC to fail, man. This guy's going.
Well,
Even I don't want this to feel that much.
see, I mean, like when
I mean,
DC does well,
I'm
it's
actually financially invested in DC succeeding right now.
Yeah.
I will,
no one has
I
some
will,
stocks invested.
I will let Dwight just say false. DC will not fail. That's DC will not fail. You can take a screenshot.
I,
No, but he's not saying
today,
DC will fail. He's saying
wait,
Superman Legacy will fail.
wait. Today I ranked the Rock. I ranked Black Adam the lowest, right? And it's the Rock's movie. And look what T-shirt I'm wearing.
Team, bring it.
It's the Rock's T-shirt, man, from when you used to wrestle.
I
Yes,
never
Nolan.
saw like. I mean, I try to watch videos of John Cena of wrestling, but I could never see him on screen. On that part.
Now you get it. I was telling this joke.
Nona is trying to say something
Where?
in the back. He's there.
Oh
Big
yeah,
bell
he's
mode.
behind you. Okay, that's great. You can't see
It's
him. So guys, we are coming to the unnecessary. Technical team is just putting unnecessary music. Like it's
no.
just
He's trying to remind
Keshav
us.
being a musician, he doesn't
He's
approve of these background
he's trying
sounds.
to he's trying to remind us, man, that we need to tell them to like, share, and
Yes,
subscribe.
yes, I'm getting to that. If you did, so this was our stream on the blue. That's what the music said. Oh,
This is our memorable music. When you hear this music, you have to like, share, and subscribe.
yeah, you have to like, share, and subscribe. So
Always remember.
you don't really have to be honest. Like,
No,
no
no,
one's
you
gonna
have
scream at
to.
me now. No one's gonna scream at me now. But if you do enjoy the stream, be sure to hit that like button. Do share this around. Do let us know what other discussions you want us to do because now we are drying a little. It is going a little dry. I think very less content coming out.
Yeah, yeah,
We also do have membership, the Geek
yeah.
Squad. If you do want some special videos, like in-depth videos, you can watch. Personal opinions on sorry, I just said that. You can watch personal opinions on different stuff. You'll get rankings, movie reviews, in-depth discussions over there as well.
Do they
Well,
have access to the emotes now? The members do the members have access to the
this is
emojis?
not a discussion we should have in the stream.
I mean, like if they do, they should like all the members show the special emojis. Let the non-members get jealous.
Shelly Lee, oh, and absolutely, Shelly Lee has been amazing in giving us this sort of motivation to actually go ahead and do memberships. She is celebrating 1 month of membership. You adorable nerds are quite adorable. So thank you, Shelly, for that. Like Shelly Lee has been great. She has been instrumental in keeping this channel afloat. The only reason Nona wakes up every day ready to make more content for this channel largely is due to Shelly Lee's
I
motivation to
should
keep going
I
ahead.
should I should also thank Shelly because once on my own channel, I think she contributed something like $10 or $11 in one go, which was probably the highest super chat I've ever got. So
Shelly Lee
I
saving lives everywhere.
Okay, guys.
Across the
Also,
geek
I'm
world.
also being
Thanks a lot, Shelly
reminded
Lee.
to. I'm also being reminded to inform you all about our upcoming streams. Be sure to tune in for our reaction to the upcoming One Piece live action TV show,
Yeah, which I will
which
be a
I'm
part of.
very excited about, and I'm more excited to culturally educate Nuna and Varun in the art
Yes.
of anime, watching anime.
Also, before I forget, Nona and Varun would be doing a reaction to the Blue Beetle movie once it comes out on streaming, which is rumored to be in September, I think. So they will be doing reaction to the Blue Beetle movie that time. Yes, Nona, I just said that.
We will also be
Uh,
reacting to elementals and transformers, but we're not sure yet when. Maybe
and
tomorrow.
recently we did that. You guys did that movie, right? The Arya Bhatt
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah. We also just reacted.
What's the name
Our
of it?
reaction
Heart of
to Heart
Ice?
of Stone
Rocky
Heart
is
of
Run.
also
Stone.
out.
Okay.
Do check it out.
It's I don't this I'm very sorry, Keshav. As a musician, I'm sure these background musics would be like haunting you at night. So apologies there. So we do have tons of reactions and channels, so do please be sure to check that out. And I think
And
that's it.
also check our exclusive content members, new members. Please go check our exclusive content, our introductions, and
Yeah.
come get to know more about us.
You can see introductions
Manoj's
of
OnlyFans video is also out.
that's not true. I think I have a Blue Beetle video there, Blue Beetle review, which I did twice. It's like it's a whole thing.
That's all. One
You
was in
also will get
OnlyFans
introduction.
format.
You also have introductions of Nona, Varun, and Nolan about their sort of journey into the geek world, what inspired them to sort of watch geek content, to make geek content. So all of that is only available for members. So if you want to watch videos like that, please do hit that membership. If not, it's okay. We still have regular videos in the channel. That's totally
Yeah.
fine. So that's it, I guess. Keep geeking out, right?
Okay,
To
someone
be honest,
call
we have to
Mona
wait.
back to end
I
the
mean,
stream. We don't know how to end
we
it.
don't know when the stream's going to end. Nona has to come back to end it.
अब कौन बनेगा करोड़पति?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your
Benjamin,
attention, please? The show starts in